Right. Page 45, Chart 4J, World Population by Group, 1950 to 2100. Let's see. Note, industrial democracies include the following countries: Canada, US, Australia, New Zealand, Japan, Austria, Belgium, Denmark, Finland, France, West Germany, Iceland, United Kingdom, Italy, Luxembourg, Netherlands, Norway, Spain, Sweden, and Switzerland. The Soviet bloc refers to the USSR, Albania, Bulgaria, Czechoslovakia, East Germany, Hungary, Poland, and Romania. Less developed countries as according to standard UN definition. Source: Actual Population Levels, World Population Prospects, United Nations, 1985. Projections for Industrial Democracies, Special World Bank Projection, see Appendix Notes, page 170. For the rest of the world, World Population Projections, 1984, World Bank. Is this three-way split harmful? Step back for a moment and consider the nature of the modern world, particularly since the end of World War II in 1945. We live in a community of free and modern nations, banded together in a loose but real alliance, stretching around the world from the US and Canada to Western and Southern Europe to Japan and Australia. As benefits sovereign states, these nations like to argue. They argue about strategic defense, about who will buy cars from whom, about the question of whose wine shall be subject to what countervailing duties. But beneath the bickering, something remarkable has happened during the last 4 decades. This community of free modern nations, led by the U.S. in more ways than one, has shaped and molded the nature of the entire world to an extent that has probably never happened before. This is true economically, technologically, culturally, geopolitically, and in many ways militarily as well. In the course of this Western dominance, at least 2 important global developments should be noted here. First, we, the moderns, have vastly improved our condition. Despite periodic recessions, stagflations, isolated occasional small wars in faraway places, oil shocks, and terrorism, we are more prosperous, healthier, more at peace, and more free than ever before. Surely we have advanced during this time when the benign aspects of Western culture have been in the ascendancy. Second, they, the aspiring nations, have also gained during this rare moment of big power, peace, and Western prosperity, freedom, and technological advancement. Progress in the less developed countries has spread rapidly, despite well-publicized daily tragedies and setbacks, despite debt, oil shocks, and oil gluts, wars, and genocide. Viewed broadly over the course of recent decades, life expectancy has soared, commerce has expanded, food per capita has increased, literacy and communication have exploded. Some nations, Taiwan, South Korea, Venezuela, come quickly to mind, have moved rapidly to near-modern status. Others have massive problems, but progress has been clear. Brazil, for example. Some of the Arab oil countries have made large economic strides forward. Interestingly, many of the nations once regarded as the basket cases, like India, have made great headway, albeit from a very low base. Indeed, because they start from a much lower base, the case can easily be made that there has been more real and relative progress in the advancement of the human condition among the poor nations than among the rich. One example, an increase of 16 years in life expectancy at birth in the Third World over the last 30 years compared to an increase of 6 years in the rich world. Page 47, Chart 4K. Fraction of total world population in the industrial democracies, 1950 to 2100. Note, industrial democracies include Canada, US, Australia, New Zealand, Japan, Austria, Belgium, Denmark, Finland, France, West Germany, Iceland, Italy, Luxembourg, Netherlands, Norway, Spain, Sweden, Switzerland, United Kingdom. Source: World Population Prospects, United Nations, 1985. World Population Projections, 1984, World Bank. Special Projections by World Bank, see Appendix Notes, page 170. What caused the advance of the poor nations? Modernism, Westernism, call it what you will. There was medical technology that improved sanitation. There were new seeds. that improved agricultural yield. There were multinational corporations that brought jobs there were multinational corporations that brought jobs and